New draw. It is Yuffie. Oh, it's so cute. It's a Red 13 outfit. Hey, great job, Square. That's the best Red 13 outfit in the game. That's the best Red 13 outfit in the game. Good job, Square. Good job. You finally did it. You finally did it. Except it's for Yuffie. So that's cool. I'm shocked. Lemmy and I were just talking about this because I was like, there's absolutely going to be an ice damage weapon, and I'll explain why in a second here. And the only magic ice weapon in the game, before this, was Sephiroth's Edgewings. That was like damage focused, right? His was the only one in the game that was damage focused, and that came out like last October, like a year ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new banner. So we've got, first and foremost, this outfit is so cute. Like, this is so cute. And like Lemmy said, look at the little, look at the little plush, dude. Oh my goodness, dude. This is adorable. It's so good, dude. It's so good. It's so good. And again, the attention to detail, even on like the leggings, it's just because that's like the stripes that are on Red 13. It's so good. Like up and down, this is a great outfit. This is a great outfit. My goodness gracious, I love it. It's fantastic. Let's start with the weapon, which I imagine is going to be very similar to Vincent's. Yep, but it's better. Well, not way better, but it's still better by like a pretty good margin here. That's nuts. Okay, so let me reel it back in. So we talked last week about Vincent's banner, right? And the reason why I said that Vincent's banner is good is because like he has a 940% damage with a 20% increase. It's over 1100 damage. It's a single target attack, very, very strong, very similar to Tifa's. Same thing. This is exactly like Shell Knuckles. Just this is exactly like Vincent's weapon, where like there's a thing you have to do, and once you have that thing, you get an extra 20% damage. The difference is those weapons are very, 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 very strong, right? And as a way to like compensate for that, they made it so that the magic attack boost was only 31. So if you go back to Vincent's banner really quickly, I went to the wrong one again, sorry. You go back to Vincent's banner really quickly, you can see that it's boost 31 magic attack, right? So you have to invest somewhere else in the banner, in his kit, whether it's his offhand weapon, whether it's his sub weapon, to get the rest of that boost magic attack from somewhere else, right? And is that very difficult? Generally speaking, no, right? Like we talked about it before, Vincent has a couple of weapons that can supplement this, but it also then prevents him in those cases from either maxing out his lightning potency or from having a really good offhand weapon to supplement this or support this, right? But it's a little bit of a drawback, but it's not that big of a drawback, right? It's just like, it kind of caps the ceiling a bit, so to speak, right? Because Vincent has some options. Whereas Yuffie doesn't have that drawback. She just gets the boost magic 46, and now she only needs 9 points when this is OB10 to get to the maximum boost magic attack. There's not a whole lot to say about the weapon. The weapon's great. Absolutely great. This is by far the strongest ice magic weapon in the game. I think this might be the strongest iced weapon in the game. This only goes up to 900%, so that one's stronger just base. And that's it. Yeah, those are the only single target weapons that are anywhere close. This goes up to 800. But this is why I didn't think it was going to be Yuffie, because Yuffie has a physical ice weapon, which is crazy. So now she's going to have both ice, physical, and magic. And if this is an Arcanum, which I have to assume it is, then she can use this with physical or magic, which is one of the Nanaki Mantle. That's so cool. That's so good. I even love the name, dude. That's great. This will be one of the first characters in the game that can actually utilize the physical and magic side. That's really cool. I also didn't think it was going to be Yuffie because they literally just gave her a limit break banner that I imagine most people have already pulled on. Just as like raw, like, should you pull? The same thing that I said about Vincent applies here. Like if you have something else that already does these things, do you have to pull on this? Not really, right? Not really. You can get by without it at this point because there have been quite a few ice arcanums in the game. So like Sephiroth was the original one. Obviously, we've also had Cloud and Zack both get Ice Arcanum outfits. And so like, and Zack's was not a limited weapon, a limited one, which is the difference between the lightning and the ice banners, right? With the ice banners, Zack wasn't limited, and Zack is also one that you can choose with the gear voucher that we got for anniversary. So there are options for Frostblade Arcanum that you do not have to get this one. This one is an even lower priority than the lightning one, right? Because the odds are is you either have access to it already, or you have an opportunity to get one if you really, really need one by simply just using the gear voucher that we got and using it for an Ice Blade or the Frostblade Arcanum for Zack. And that's an easy option because his weapon is wish listable. He's got really good support weapons to support that ice weapon that he gets, and it's a slam dunk. But in a vacuum, I mean, this is crazy good. The only downside to this is everything that's been released for Yuffie so far has been physical, right? So all of the outfits and all of the weapons, all of the releases that we've had for Yuffie, they've literally all been physical. So very similar to Vincent, that is a slight weakness to the banner. When I say that in general, like, it doesn't stop her from doing of ice damage. And honestly, you could get this outfit and just flat out ignore the weapon and just use her already very good physical ice weapon. It wouldn't be just as good. It'd be a little bit weaker, but like, it would still be very good. It'd still be serviceable. But this is the first one that I can think of that they have access to both magic and physical elemental single target damage. So yeah, in terms of just like overall, I mean, first of all, again, just like in general, the outfit, the weapon, this is all great. It looks fantastic. Like, if money was no object, obviously just pull, have fun, right? It's a great outfit, great weapon. The weapon itself, for the record, the ice damage weapon that did the most damage before this weapon came out was Edged Wings. And Edged Wings was, I think, 850%. So this is roughly, when the debuff is applied, this is a 300% give or take increase over Sephiroth's Edge Wings in terms of overall ice damage. So, like, crazy good, right? Crazy good. The benefit here, and the reason why I'm considering it, which is wild for me, because I have enough ice damage to be absolutely blunt. Like, I have an OB7 Pressure Ridge. I have an OB6 Freezing Stream weapon, whatever that one's called, the Cloud's ice weapon. I have OB10 Edged Wings and Sephiroth's outfit as well. But the reason that I'm interested in pulling in this is because of the flexibility of being able to make it physical or magic. I think that has some value to it. But obviously, I don't have enough resources to do so anyway. So let's just talk about the wish list. So first and foremost, very, very easy. The very first thing you're going to have on here is going to be Yuffie's Pinwheel. This is a boost HP, boost ice potency, which normally we like to have a offhand weapon that includes like some extra DPS, something that's going to support her magic DPS. However, like I showed you, she only has one weapon in her kit that really does that, and it's an earth weapon, where this weapon has the ability to lower enemies' ice resist by high, which is a very, very strong weapon to include in her kit, because it'll allow her then, while your allies are buffing you up, you can get the debuff that you need to max out your DPS down onto the enemy, and then immediately go into using your now new ice weapon that gets even stronger with debuffs, while it's also got its ice resist decrease, right? So this is a slam dunk. There is a world where I could try to convince you to include the Spiral Shuriken here, just because, again, it's also ice damage. It has a really respectable physical attack stat. 800% physical ice damage is very high, right? It's a very good weapon. It's not like extremely high. It's not like the best ice damage weapon in the game, but the only one that does more physical ice damage in this game is Cloud's Limit Break weapon, which is a limited weapon that has only come back once. And when this one's just in the pool. So if you're looking to do physical ice damage, this is a great option. And since it's Ice Arcanum and it doesn't matter if it's magic or physical, you may as well build out both. because her offhand weapon for that is likely still going to be the pinwheel. In terms of the other weapons, you're probably looking for specifically ice potency. There's a lot of really good options here. The aforementioned Pressure Ridge from Zac is one that I think is very, very strong. Gives you the rest of the boost attack that you're going to need by a wide margin, right? By a wide margin. You're not even going to need that much. With some boost ice potency, gives you a nice physical attack stat as well. That's a good option for like if you're trying to build the Spiral Shuriken out. Something to keep in mind. In terms of the magic damage ones specifically, there are a couple of really good options as well. I believe it's Vincent's. Yes. Yeah. This is what I would do for Yuffie's build specifically. It's probably Vincent's KatKrew. So that's a pretty easy option for me. Gives a good boost ice potency. This one is the Blue Megaphone gives a 640 magic attack stat, which is pretty good. Gives some more survivability if you prefer that. You probably don't need it though. There are a couple other ice potency weapons that I think are pretty worth your time here. Silver Staff is one if you don't have this OB10. Gives you boost attack and boost ice potency, which you can't go wrong there. Tifa is physical potency, and Cloud is the same thing as Silver Staff, boost attack, boost ice potency. Whichever one you're closer to, they're both pretty good. I think Silver Staff has more magic attack stat. Yep. So that's a good option. And those would be your three support weapons. It would be the KatKrew. I'm sure I'm enunciating that wrong. To get the rest of your magic attack up, because you only needed another, what did I say, 10 points, 9 points. This gives you 19 at OB10, plus an additional 52, so that's 26 on the sub slot. Really, really strong. You can get the Silver Staff, which gives you boost attack 46, and then ice potency 39. That goes to another 19. So 19 plus 26 is, math, 45, right? So you get 45 plus the additional 39 that you're getting from OB10 on the actual weapon itself, and her offhand weapon, which also has ice potency up to 39, which will easily get you over to the 100 points, right? Just from those three weapons, or those four weapons alone, right? So you would put Silver Staff here, and then past this is where I would just go into magic ability potency. Because you're already maxed out in ice potency easily, like easily maxed out in ice potency. And this is actually where specifically Yuffie is a lot stronger than Sephiroth now when it comes to specifically, right, ice damage, is because she has access to an offhand weapon that gives her that rest of that ice potency, and it gives her the flexibility to then have a sub weapon that you can do whatever you want, right? So in this case, if you're looking around, it's probably just magic ability potency. You could do Flower Vase if you wanted to just have this as a weapon. That's good. That's a decent option. Vincent has a few options as well. You could look at the Sawed-Off Shotgun, which is only a 540 magic attack stat, which is not as high as there are others, but it gives you some boost attack and also gives you 26 magic ability potency, which gets you to the level 4 breakpoint and is a 45% damage boost, while also helping get that attack stat up a little bit higher from your Silver Staff being equipped. Options here as well, like there are other options. You can go for the obvious choice, which is Electro Cannon. Electro Cannon would give you some albeit useless magic attack stat, but would also give you 52 magic ability potency with a higher magic attack stat by quite a margin, over 100. And remember that all of these boosts are percentage based. So when you're talking percentage based, these numbers being 100 off is a huge difference when you start multiplying these numbers up, right? So personally, I think I would probably go with Electro Cannon just because Electro Cannon is generically very, very strong. I know that the magic attack stat is not useful in this case, but it's a good enough, and it gives you a good magic attack stat, and the magic ability potency gets you to that 45% extra boost, and that's good enough for me. So for me personally, this is what I would do is the 5 weapons for the wish list. Again, the only reason I have the Spiral Shuriken on here is because I like the flexibility of being able to do either physical or magic. I don't think it's going to hurt you that much to have a couple of extra copies sitting on the wish list in case you get lucky with those, right? The one thing that I will mention is that if you do have the Spiral Shuriken at say OB6 and you've got this at a good spot, there's another weapon that you should probably consider in terms of just like an offhand option for Yuffie, and that's Arctic Star. This would give you the rest of the boost physical attack that you need while also giving you buff debuff extension, which is very good. Makes sure that she's going to have a physical attack buff That way you don't have to worry about running, say, like Aerith as an example, to increase your physical attack. Yuffie can just handle it on her own, while also buffing one of her allies, which is very, very strong, right? So just food for thought. If you're interested in working on the physical one while you're getting to the Ice Arcanum, that's an option. So, but this is what I would do if I didn't have these weapons at OB10. I do have the Silver Staff at OB10. So if I were to pull on this banner specifically, I would include Pressure Ridge on here just because I think this would be a good support. And we'll also be able to use it as a sub weapon for Yuffie for the physical side as well. Are they updating Cloud and Sephi's Celestial costumes? That's a great question. Oh, they did. They did exactly what we thought. Yep, they did exactly what we thought. So we were just like, well, they're not going to change the mastery to an Arcanum. That'd be way too powerful. And they didn't. They just increased the boost HP to 15 to make them relevant in today's meta. That's cool. Like I said before with the other, well, I may not have mentioned it on stream actually. All 4 of those outfits are not worth this voucher, with all due respect. It's not worth pulling on those or getting them unless you want them like aesthetically. Then pull whatever you want, right? Like don't let me stop you. But in terms of just like overall power, those outfits fall off really, really fast for reasons that I explained in the little spreadsheet that I did. But the basic rundown is like anything that can come from a weapon, it's wasted on an outfit. Right, so both of those outfits have stats that you get from weapons, and generally speaking, HP is really the only one that isn't like super easy to max out. Where like heal is probably another one as well, but like even then, those are low priority stats when it comes to the grand scheme of this game. I should have known that they were updated. They're literally in the background. But yeah, so like I said though, this is a great banner. This is excellent, like truly, truly excellent. If you were gonna pull on this, I wouldn't blame you at all. It's really good, just like the Vincent banner. Both of these are really, really good. The only reason that I would say not to pull on it is because you probably are looking at crystals like me, right? Where like you don't have a whole lot right now. And even though this is a very, very cute outfit, and I would love to include or have it in my collection of like outfits for my characters in this game. I'm not gonna get there in time. Banner goes until October 31st. The odds of me getting enough crystals to actually have 36,000 to guarantee myself getting the outfit is pretty low. And it's just gonna have to be a skip for me, unfortunately. The good news is though, is that the Little Red Wreath, which is a very good weapon by the way, just overall, 684 magic attack is really high. Much like Vincent's weapon, right? This is what we talked about last time, right? Much like Vincent's weapon, this number here, 940% times 2, this is so hard to beat with the current outfits right now. So like, let me put this in a way that like makes it make sense. So the 940% times the 20% buff is 1,128, right? So this weapon, without any other bonuses, right? Just this weapon alone, this does 1,128. So ignore everything else. We're not going to go over magic attack. We're not going to go over ice potency. We're just looking at strictly the Arcanum bonus, right? Because we're going to say that in a vacuum, she's doing the same thing Sephiroth's doing, right? She's going to have the same sub weapons. She's going to have the same abilities, right? Everything's the same. If you're going with Sephiroth's weapon, he gets 850 is his max, right? OB10. It's I think it's 850. Let me double check to make sure that way the numbers are correct here. 800, it's only 800. Okay, that's even better. Okay, so we go to 800. So it's 800 instead, 800% magic damage, right? We're gonna add the 35% buff from his Arcanum, right? So this is adding the 35% that Sephiroth gets from this Ice Arcanum. We're assuming everything else is equal, right? You're gonna have the 100 ice potency on Sephiroth. You're gonna have his weapon OB10. You're gonna have all of his possible sub weapons. All of that's the same, right? You can throw all that out the window because the only difference here is that you have the ice outfit for Sephiroth and you don't have the ice outfit for Yuffie, right? It's only 1,080. It's less. Without the outfit, it's less. So like, if you get her weapon to OB10 without the outfit, it's still going to do more damage than Ice Arcanum Sephiroth. So when I say that you don't have to pull on this, that's what I mean. The other ice magic magic weapon in this game with the outfit doesn't even come, it's 100% behind Yuffie's weapon. That's how good this ice weapon is. It's insanely good. That's everything. That's all the food for thought when it comes to the banner. I kind of expected the ice banner to drop. I mentioned as much as in the Discord as well. I was expecting this today because they always do this with the battle rankings. I am shocked that it's Yuffie. I'll be clear. I'll be absolutely blunt. I'm shocked that it's Yuffie because she already has a physical ice weapon. So now she has access to both physical and magic ice DPS, which is like, again, it's unique to Yuffie. No one else in the game has that ability to have like a really strong physical and magic version of an element. So it's pretty wild, man. It's really good. It's really good.